The imperative of continuous learning. In today's rapidly evolving global marketplace, continuous professional development has transformed from a competitive advantage to an absolute necessity. As highlighted by the World Economic Forum, professionals dedicated to lifelong learning are 47% more likely to earn promotions and 35% more likely to ascend to elite leadership roles in their organizations. Moreover, structured learning has benefits beyond career advancement. Research published in Nature Neuroscience demonstrates that consistent intellectual engagement slows cognitive decline by 29%, maintaining mental acuity well into later years. For professionals across the Middle East, Africa, Far East, and United Kingdom, embracing continuous learning is particularly vital as these regions navigate unique economic transitions, technological disruptions, and cross-cultural business environments. This expanded guide presents essential strategies for developing a successful professional mindset suitable for diverse cultural contexts. Embrace curiosity, the foundation of innovation. Curiosity drives advancement across all professional sectors. A. Develop structured inquiry skills. Beyond simply asking questions, learn to formulate structured inquiries that challenge assumptions. In high-context cultures common in Saudi Arabia and Malaysia, this may mean respectfully questioning established practices while honoring traditional wisdom. B. Cross-cultural perspective taking. Deliberately seek viewpoints from colleagues with different cultural backgrounds. For example, a Saudi executive might gain valuable insights by understanding how British or Kenyan team members approach problem-solving differently. C. Implement continuous learning plans. Create a personalized learning roadmap with quarterly goals. This might include technical certifications valued in the UAE market, language acquisition important for Indonesian business contexts, or leadership methodologies appropriate for Egyptian organizational structures. 2. Focus on solutions. From challenges to opportunities. Solution-focused thinking transforms obstacles into opportunities. Learn specific breathing and mindfulness techniques derived from both Eastern and Western traditions to maintain composure during high-pressure situations common in competitive markets like Dubai or London. Ask the 5-question framework. When facing challenges, apply this structured approach and ask these questions. 1. What is the precise nature of the problem? 2. What resources do we currently have available? 3. What specific outcome would represent success? 4. What are 3 possible approaches to achieve this outcome? 5. What is our immediate next action? This framework has proven effective across diverse business environments, from Nigerian manufacturing facilities to Malaysian technology firms. 3. Reframe failure, the learning perspective. How professionals interpret setbacks fundamentally shapes their trajectory. A. Failure analysis protocol. Implement a structured post-mortem process for projects that don't meet expectations. Document lessons learned and create specific action plans for future implementation, a practice particularly valuable in accountability-focused organizations in the UK and UAE. B. Persistence frameworks. Develop clear criteria for determining when to persevere versus when to pivot. This balanced approach respects both the resilience valued in Yemeni business culture and the pragmatic adaptability often seen in British corporate environments. C. Success through setbacks. Archive. Maintain a personal or team record of how previous challenges ultimately led to breakthroughs, reinforcing the growth mindset across different cultural contexts. 4. Prioritize ruthlessly. Strategic focus in a distracted world. In economies spanning from Jakarta to Cairo, the ability to maintain focus amidst increasing demands separates exceptional performers. A. Objective Key Results, OKR. Implementation. Adapt this goal-setting framework to your cultural context, whether in hierarchical organizations common in Saudi Arabia or more egalitarian structures prevalent in parts of Kenya. B. Decision Matrix Approach. Evaluate potential commitments using an urgency, chalk importance framework, customized to respect both collective decision-making processes valued in many Indonesian organizations and individual accountability emphasized in British corporate culture. C. Strategic time blocking. Implement calendar management techniques that respect both monochronic time orientations, common in UK businesses, and polychronic approaches, often seen in Middle Eastern contexts. 5. Build resilience, developing professional fortitude. Resilience can be systematically developed through specific practices. A. Anticipatory planning. Identify potential challenges before they arise through structured risk assessment protocols adapted to regional business realities, whether regulatory complexities in Egypt or supply chain vulnerabilities in Malaysia. B. Resilience rituals. Establish personal and team practices that build psychological stamina, such as reflective practices drawn from Islamic traditions for professionals in Saudi Arabia or UAE, or mindfulness techniques that resonate with diverse spiritual backgrounds. C. Support network cultivation. Deliberately develop professional relationships that provide both technical assistance and emotional support during challenging periods, respecting appropriate boundaries within different cultural contexts. 6. Seek wisdom, learning from others across cultures. Wisdom acquisition accelerates through deliberate connection. A. Structured mentorship programs. Establish formal mentoring relationships with clear objectives and boundaries, respecting generational hierarchies important in Middle Eastern and Far Eastern cultures, while promoting bidirectional learning. B. Cross-cultural knowledge exchange. Create opportunities for perspective sharing between professionals from different regions, acknowledging that wisdom manifests differently across cultural contexts, from the emphasis on historical precedent in Yemen to innovation-focused approaches in the UK tech sector. C. Case study learning. Analyze regularly the successes and failures of other organizations, industries, and regions, adapting insights to local contexts while respecting intellectual property considerations. 7. Invest in yourself. Holistic professional development. Self-investment encompasses multiple dimensions. A. Integrated wellness approach. Implement health practices that respect cultural differences while addressing universal needs, from prayer-integrated breaks for Muslim professionals to nutrition approaches suitable for diverse dietary requirements. B. Skills matrix development. Create a personalized skills inventory, identifying both technical and soft skill development needs relevant to your specific market, whether digital transformation capabilities are crucial in the UAE or cross-cultural negotiation skills are valuable in Nigeria's diverse business environment. C. Financial education. Develop financial literacy specific to your regional context, whether you need to understand Islamic banking principles in Saudi Arabia or pension systems in the UK. 8. Keep your commitments. Reliability. Across cultures. Commitment keeping manifests differently across cultures, but remains universally valued. A. Expectation, clarification protocol. Develop explicit communication approaches for commitments that respect both high-context communication styles common in Malaysia and Saudi Arabia, and the more direct approaches often preferred in British business contexts. B. Accountability systems. Implement appropriate follow-up mechanisms that maintain professional relationships while ensuring deliverable completion, respecting both collective responsibility models common in many African organizations and individual accountability emphasized in Western corporate structures. C. Reputation management. Understand how reliability is perceived and evaluated in different cultural contexts, from the importance of family connections in Middle Eastern business to track record documentation in UK corporate environments. 9. Take responsibility and express gratitude. The leadership mindset is accountability paired with appreciation, which creates sustainable success. A. Decision ownership framework. Implement structured approaches to accepting responsibility for outcomes that respect hierarchical considerations important in many Middle Eastern organizations, while promoting appropriate individual accountability. B. Culturally appropriate recognition. Develop gratitude practices that respect diverse cultural norms, whether public recognition is valued in some contexts or more private acknowledgement is preferred in others. C. Balanced perspective. Maintenance. Create practices that simultaneously acknowledge challenges while appreciating opportunities, fostering resilience during market fluctuations common across all regions. Implementation strategies across diverse professional environments. To transform these mindsets from theoretical concepts to lived practices. A. Assessment. Conduct a personal mindset inventory to identify your current strengths and growth opportunities relative to these 9 dimensions. B. Prioritization. Select the 3 mindsets most critical for your current professional context, whether navigating organizational change in Indonesian markets or pursuing advancement in Saudi Arabian corporate structures. C. Action planning. Develop specific measurable implementation steps appropriate to your cultural context. D. Accountability. Establish appropriate progress monitoring mechanisms, whether through mentorship relationships, peer coaching, or self-reflection practices. E. Integration. Identify opportunities to incorporate these mindsets into existing work processes rather than treating them as separate initiatives. Conclusion. Mindset as the foundation of professional excellence. While technical skills and market knowledge remain important, these 9 mindsets create the foundation for sustained success across diverse professional environments. By adapting these universal principles to your specific cultural context, whether in Riyadh, Lagos, Jakarta, or London, you establish the psychological infrastructure necessary for excellence in an increasingly interconnected global marketplace. As Justin Wright emphasizes, while you can't control everything that happens, you can always control how you respond. Your success is the sum of your daily choices and habits. By deliberately cultivating these mindsets, professionals across all regions and sectors position themselves for both immediate impact and long-term advantage.